Bryce Harper's up next, and Mike Rizzo joins us. Mike, good to see you. And not the kind of score we were expecting in the middle innings because the ball clubs played so well against the Phillies. But the trading deadline has come and gone. It's been over 4.5 hours now. And your thoughts on 4 o'clock coming and going?
Well, we had a plan in place, going into the deadline, and we really did the bulk of our roster construction this winter.
Harper busting his bat. Jimmy Rollins has it. 2 outs.
And we put together and constructed this roster the way that we felt that it needed to be. And our outlook going into the trade deadline was if we can't clearly upgrade at a position that would be a long-term type of acquisition, we weren't going to go into it and with any spare parts and any rentals that was going to cost us minor league players for 2 or 3 months of the season.
And that was your philosophy last year. I think that is your philosophy going to the trade deadline every year. But did the fact that you're 21 games over 500 influence your thought process in any way?
It really didn't. We had a clear agenda going into the trade deadline, and actually leading up to the trade deadline, and it was what were we going to obtain, and what was it going to do for us in the long term if we can upgrade ourselves. Everyone talks about us needing a pitcher. Because of shutting Strauss down, later on in the season. But if we weren't going to upgrade and get one of those elite pitchers, which is going to cost you 3 or 4 your minor league players, your good ones, that secondary tier of pitchers, we feel that we have those guys in house. John Lannon is a pitcher that won 10 games in the big leagues, threw 200 innings for 2 or 3 years in a row, and has a sub-4 ERA for his career. So that's a real pitcher, and we felt that we couldn't do any better in the trade market.
And of course, last year you had to give up some arms when you brought Gio Gonzalez over here, and some organizations have the depth to do that, some don't, and you did.
Yeah, we found in this winter, like I said, that's when we really did our construction of the roster, and we felt that this was a type of performer at his age with his control and the control of his contract and the type of his contract that we could afford to give up, 4 really good minor league players for him. And those minor league prospects don't grow on trees. The scouts and they're driving the highways, and the player development are developing these guys to help us make trades just like that. And if we could have done something like that during the trade deadline, we would have done it. But there was just nothing out there that was going to upgrade us and put us in a better position to win than we already are.
2 balls and 1 strike to Danny Espinosa. Danny's bounced out to the left side, flied to left, and a 2-1 pitch. And the count's back even.
Was there anything really, really close?
Not really. It was a lot of tire kicking, and you're never done. After the trade deadline is passed, like right now, it's just a different type of trade deadline now. It's players have to pass through waivers, and then you discuss trades. But like we said, there was some. We worked extremely hard. We had a lot of irons in the fire, but there's nothing that we wanted to pull the trigger that would help us long term.
Mike, you have another half inning with us?
I'd love to.
That'd be great. Mike Rizzo with us as this one goes to the top of the 6th inning. It's all Lee in the Phils right now. On to the 6th inning. Tom Gorzolani trying to keep this one 6-0. Save the bullpen, put some zeros on the board. Mike Rizzo is with us. Any of the deals made around baseball involving other ball clubs surprise you at all? Because a couple of pretty good pitchers, Greinke and Dempster, at least they left the league.
Right. Well, those are 2 solid major league starters, and they get them out of our league, and maybe see them only later on in the season would be a pleasant surprise for us. But not really. Clubs are trying to improve themselves, and everyone's so competitive. The GMs are so competitive. They've got a plan in place, and they're trying to improve their ball club.
Were you surprised at the interest in pitching, especially maybe guys like Dempster that receive so much attention approaching the trade deadline?
And the Phillies keep on hacking. A base hit for Mayberry. Bernardino will get over there in a hurry to cut it off and hold him to a single.
Well, obviously pitching is a premium, and then you get guys who have been into wars before, and they've got major league experience, and they're genuine major league starters that can really help you down the stretch. And for some teams, it sends a good message to the ball club that, hey, we're making a trade, and we're trying. To us, I thought it made a statement in our clubhouse saying that, hey, we're 21 games over 500. We've got the team in place right now with this group to win on a consistent basis. We don't need to go out and make a blockbuster trade because we've got our team right here in place.
I think when you're trying to chase someone and you're behind in the standings and your team stands pat, it sends a horrible message to the ball club that, hey, we really haven't helped you guys or given you the piece of the puzzle you need to catch the first place team. But like you said, when you're in first place, not that you're complacent, not that you're satisfied, just sending a very relaxed message to the ball club that, hey, we're confident in what we have.
We've played well this year. There's we're certainly not a perfect team. We've got room to get better. But we look at it this way. We just got Chad Tracy. That's like getting a veteran left-handed pinch hitter off the bench. You've got Jason Worth, who's going to be with us very, very soon. That's a blockbuster trade at the trade deadline. We haven't had our full lineup together one game this whole season so far. So we feel good about where we're at and where we're going.
And a ball lined and right there in left field to grab it. Michael Morse, one out.
We feel good about where we're at. We've got a lot of pieces in place. We've got a good athletic team. We need to get a little healthier. We need to get Desi back, who's a big component to our ball club, offensively and defensively. You get Jason out in right field. It gives you leadership, two more potent right-handed bats, and hopefully when we get everybody healthy, gelling, we'll start hitting on all cylinders and continue to play great baseball.
Lee has lined out to left and single to right, driving in a run and a pitch up. And Mike, FP and I a couple of innings ago were discussing the Strasburg situation, how everybody around the country has their own opinions on what you should do with this valuable player that you have. What will be the deciding factors when you get to that point in September? Is there an absolute number, or is it more a combination of things?
I think it's a combination of things. Now, these decisions are put in place by we certainly the medical professionals. Dr. Lou Yoakum, who was the surgeon who did Stras's surgery and Jordan Zimmerman's surgery. He is very much involved in this decision-making process. Also, the representative for Stras is involved in it. Stras himself will be involved in it, and ultimately, it's the decision is the general manager's decision when what we want to do and when we want to do it. And I'm going to make it, and I'll sleep like a baby after I make it because I know we're doing the right thing.
Are there tests involved, like physical tests with his arm before you make that decision, or is it just about what you've seen as far as innings and pitches and starts?
I think it's workload. It's analyzation of how he works. How many stressful innings does he have? How many 30-plus pitch innings has he had? We've got a litany of documentation and information that we're going to use, and we're going to supplement that with the advice of our surgeons, our medical director Weemy DeWogie, and a lot of people are going to be involved in this decision, and to give us a roadmap on how to handle it, and ultimately, when it's going to happen, it'll be my decision, and we're going to move on from then.
And what did you see from Steven tonight?
Well, Stras is, he had trouble locating his fastball, and got a little breaking ball happy, I thought, early on, and just kind of snowballed from then. What we forget is that he is a very young pitcher, and I forget it myself sometimes. This is an ultra talented guy, and he's done so many great things in his young career that we forget about. This guy is in his first full season of pitching in the major leagues. He's never pitched over 128 innings in his lifetime, and we all have lofty expectations for him, but we also have to remember that he's a 24-year-old guy in his first season in the major leagues. He's going to make mistakes with pitches. He's going to learn from this from the rough outings that he has, and he's going to take it and run with it.
2 balls and a strike to Jimmy Rollins, batting right-handed now against Tom Gorzelani in the top of the 6th. And a ball lifted out to center. Roger Bernardina will run it down. Mike, we always appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, guys. Thank you.
And thanks for, at the deadline, keeping the broadcast teams intact.
My pleasure.